What's going on, Reef Builders? I am Jake Adams coming to you from the workshop of the Reef Builder Studio for a really fun, just kind of casual unboxing video. I know exactly what's in here, and it's not frags. These are colonies, and there are a few different strains and species that I've been wanting to add to the collection for a while. And these came from my good friends over at Eye-Catching Corals. They're a wholesaler, so you cannot buy direct, but if you see some nice stuff, tell your stores to hit them up. So like I said, these are some colonies, probably about $2,000 worth. You know, I've known Jim Gittner for a really long time, and we just trade animals. And the corals I wanted to add were a few different particular strains of Chalice coral, particularly red polyp, red rimmed Australian, sometimes goes by Hellfire or Inferno. Some nice colonies of Australia musa, which is now classified as Lobophilia. And what else? A couple Australophilia wilsoni corals, man. When they're small, they are just some of the most power-packed and colorful and intricate and highly patterned corals. And then one fun Scenerina. So there's only 9 corals that I ordered in this box, but might be some surprises. So let's crack it open and see what we got. Okay, so we got all the corals out of the box. You can see they are some really good looking corals, even just under daylight with no orange filter, a tiny splash of blue light, but mostly daylight lighting. So let's start with what I'm calling the reverse alien eye. So a normal alien eye would be all brown with green mouths and a green rim. And this guy's looking a little different with being all green with then kind of a black ring around each mouth. Oh no, this is going to be a stunner on the aquarium lighting. And then we have 2 of the Inferno style chalices. This is kind of an Australian specialty there with that kind of blue-gray color, steel gray, a little bit of white spines, but those bright red mouths and that red rim. That's the kind of color that just really grabs your attention under colorific reef aquarium lighting. And here we have a similar one. This one's got a little bit more of a blue-gray. Sorry about the reflections of the other LEDs there. There we go, that's a little bit better. But this one also has a little bit of a kind of some pink accents right where the red meets the gray. You see that? There might be a little bit more of an orange hint to some of the mouths, but that is a nice colony. Very nice and showy. Moving right along. I think, yeah, these were all Australian chalices, and then that's a West Australian Scenerina. There's one coral that just doesn't look like anything until it opens up, but I have another one that I call the stained glass Scenerina. It's incredibly see-through with just lots of intricate, delicate light green markings. And then here's that really unique Australophilia wilsoni. You can just call them wilsoni corals. They were classified as a Symphilia, but now they're in their own genus. This is a really unique species of coral that only occurs in West Australia. And this is one of the few corals that we get in the hobby from the Indian Ocean, right? The west coast of Australia is in the Indian Ocean, or borders the Indian Ocean. And here's another wilsoni. Both of these have a little bit of the orange hints of color to them. I was actually trying to find one that was like mostly green, mostly minty. But this one's got a lot of green markings. You can see that's going to be a real fun puffball when he's fully opened up. And after increasing my nutrients, I finally started having some luck with the oddball coral that was once called Estrella musa, then Periscalinia. Now these are classified simply as a Lobophilia. But they have just some unique corals. It's almost like the intersection of Scalemia and Lobophilia. So this one, it's funny because you can't see it in this light, but it's mostly red with a green mouth and a green ring. The green ring is not really shown under this lighting. And like a little bit of pastel-y pink patches here streaking towards the perimeter. So really interesting piece. That's actually a lot bigger than I thought. Even with WYSIWYG, man, that thing's over 4 inches in diameter. And then this one right here is, easy to see kind of the distant relation with some of the Scalemias. But yeah, just kind of I guess a bleeding apple Estrella musa. Super cool. And then, yeah, what's funny is like, I didn't think these would be so large. I thought they were smaller. I knew the wilsonies were going to be that size. And I thought the Chalice corals were going to be a little bit bigger, but they're still right about the proper size. Here's just a little teaser of where these corals are going to be going. This has become kind of my overflow tank with, you can see there's just my one piece of Acanthophilia, a couple branching bubbles, and a couple really nice looking Estrella musas I've got right in the back, trying to avoid too much direct lighting, and a couple wilsonies back in the back, and sort of a stained glass Scenerina right there. Just a real nice puffy overflowing specimen with a lot of green inside. But the Chalice corals are going down here to fill out the Chalice coral tank that I unoriginally named the Chalice Palace. You can see there's not that much room, so I'm going to magnetize them and put them on the back like I have with some of those other colonies and kind of larger frags right there. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed just kind of coming along for a simple coral colony unboxing and a little teaser of what's happening with the anemone system lately. We are going to kind of curate these off camera, mount them to what they're going to be mounted to, and then put them in the tank. And it's just a little bit more delicate work. These have been very well cleaned. We take great care to dip the kinds of corals that generally have pests, but there are no known specific pests of Estrella musa, Estrellophilia, and Chalice corals yet, so that's not a huge concern as far as like dipping these guys. But if you want to see a dedicated spotlight feature of what's happening in the former quarantine system with all those chalices, shrooms, lots of LPS, and a few nice anemones, let's get this video up to 1,500 likes, because every time I tell you guys to do 1,000 likes, you absolutely smash it. So for this one, let's get 1,500 likes, and we'll do a beautiful colorific feature of what's happening in the former quarantine system. So thanks for joining me on this fun, just kind of eye candy video. Big thanks to Eye Catching Corals for sending along some beautiful, very healthy, well-groomed coral specimens, and we'll catch you guys in another video very soon.